In this video, we're going to talk about some basic soldering equipment and then finish with a demonstration. This is a soldering iron. It's a basic model powered by mains voltage. Like nearly all soldering irons, it has a replaceable tip. After plugging it in, it quickly heats up and maintains a fixed temperature. Its main advantages are that it is inexpensive and simple. One disadvantage is that the temperature is not variable. Another disadvantage is that the flex, or cord, can sometimes make it awkward to use. Other soldering irons can be powered by batteries or even lighter gas. This is a soldering station. It incorporates both a hot air gun and a soldering iron. We'll cover the hot air side in a future video. Unlike the basic soldering iron, the temperature of this particular model can be precisely regulated. Once set, it quickly reaches operating temperature within a few seconds and is then ready to use. This is solder. Solder is a fusible metal alloy used for creating permanent conductive bonds in electrical and electronic joints. The word fusible means that it melts at a relatively low temperature, and there are two basic types: lead solder and lead-free solder. Each has its own advantages and disadvantages. Lead solder has a lower melting point, is less prone to cracking, and is easier to use, but being lead, it is toxic. Another factor to consider when deciding which solder to use is diameter. For the small connections on a printed circuit board, a solder with a diameter of about 0.5 mm is a popular choice. However, for soldering heavier wires, solder with a diameter of 1 mm and more would be more suitable. This is soldering paste, more commonly called flux. The purpose of flux is to reduce the formation of metal oxides on freshly melted solder. It also makes the solder flow better, ensuring a good joint. In the world of electronics, rosin, a plant resin, is generally used as a flux. Most solder contains one or more cores of embedded flux, making it easier to apply. This is a fume extractor. The fumes that you see when soldering contain metallic vapours and rosin gases. Over time, exposure to solder fumes can be harmful to your health. A fume extractor ensures that these fumes are removed so that they are not inhaled. This homemade extractor is built from a computer fan, some simple 3D printed parts, and a piece of inexpensive duct pipe. At the other end of the pipe there is a filter. These are soldering tips. As you can see, they come in various shapes and sizes. The general rule for selecting an appropriate tip is that it should be as large as possible but as small as necessary. In practical terms, a larger tip will have a greater surface contact area to transfer heat faster, but at the same time it should be small enough to be accurately and easily positioned. Over time the tips become corroded and need to be replaced. Tip, solder and temperature selection, together with soldering techniques, will be covered in a separate video. Soldering iron, soldering station, solder, soldering paste, fume extractor, soldering tips.